Welcome to the World Cup Report, a podcast covering the Blood Bowl World Cup in Dornbirn, Austria, October 2019, with your hosts Drew and Steve.
Welcome to the World Cup Report. My name is Drew, and with me, as always, or as will be in the future, for as long as this World Cup Report runs, is my friend and fellow ginger, Steve, or as we like to call him, the Kilowoggy.
Yes, I guess that can follow over here as well.
Can it? Are you allowed to use the same online between the
No, it's
podcasts,
fine.
between the shows?
That's how people know me.
Oh.
So yeah, as he mentioned, if you don't know, and I don't know how you wouldn't, I'm from Both Down, and he is from...
Three Die Block.
This is a joint production.
Yes, it is. You are listening to episode 0 of the World Cup Report. Finally, the number 2 guys get some time in the sun. I'm going to say just
I've
now.
never considered myself a number 2 guy.
You haven't? You haven't
No.
ever considered yourself the other guy?
We're just co-hosts.
We're co-hosts? Okay.
Yeah. I do more stuff behind the scene. I edit it, so that should put me in premier function, I guess.
Yeah, and I pretty much schedule it and, take notes, write everything.
So basically what we're saying is we're not the exciting ones,
No,
so you're stuck with us.
Yeah, you're stuck with us, and that's why we're providing a report, a World Cup report style podcast, at least for the next 18 months or so.
Probably, which sounds like we're leading up to something.
It does. We're announcing the fact that Steve and I have formed a team, and we will be attending the World Cup in 2019 in Austria, in what is it, Dornbirn, yes.
Dornbirn, Austria.
But yeah, I'm very excited about this, Steve.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. We are going with Chance from Three Die Block. Scott Prime, we do not know if he will be making it, so until such time as he can let us know that he is going for sure, we're going to assume he can't, and the rest of our team is made up of...
I believe we have a gentleman by the name of Scott Hess.
He is local to our area and has gone with us to Chaos Cup, and I believe he's been on our podcast a couple of times.
We have a Michael Lewis,
who is Brownstone and has gone with us to Chaos Cup many years and traveled all around in this area.
Yeah, he's lucky he's got a pretty face. Otherwise, I don't know if we could handle him on the team.
He's also known as one of the nicest guys in Blood Bowl, so that helps. And he's traveled a lot internationally, so that really helps.
Yes. He'll know connections. He'll be able to get us through customs lickety-split as we transport illegal Reese's Pieces into the European mainland. That's great. Hopefully they don't do background checks on us.
Right, that's bad.
Yeah. And then finally, rounding out our sixth sum would be Mr. Brad Wells. Right?
He's from the Houston area, and he's actually played in some international tournaments, from what I've been told.
So we will be joined by 2 international men of mystery.
At least. Scott Hess has traveled around Europe, too.
3 international men of mystery. And
then 3 of us that haven't.
Yep. Chance has been to the NAF, the championship.
That's right.
A few years ago, he went over to London, England, and just the Great Britain in general to visit and partake. And he is making a triumphant return this time as well. So it'll be very exciting for him, for us. We're going to be planning our trip fairly soon, I hope.
I definitely want to get this scheduled way in advance just because I'm anal and I want to get stuff figured out.
I agree. So, Steve, what sort of items are we going to be talking about on the World Cup report? Obviously, our trials and tribulations of getting to and from Europe.
Certainly. I figure we'll have the different members of our team come on and talk. But most importantly, we kind of figured this would be a good way to drum up interest in the tournament. And we can go over the rules, talk to some of the people who are putting it on, talk to people who've put on ones in the past, give you some of the history of it, and just a whole general building the buzz of the tournament.
Yeah, I think I'm very excited about it. At some point, too, I think on my list of items to talk about, I'd really like to talk about the rule structure, talk about, how to pick a team for that. I know that...
Oh, absolutely.
All that good stuff. We just talked about how to pick in our most recent episodes for both of the podcasts about what's your first tournament like, but this is a little bit more intense of a tournament. So really want to dig into the process there.
These rules are very different to what I've ever played in too.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to figure that out.
yeah, the little pre. I mean, there's the 3-tier structure or 4-tier structure with
Yeah, four.
with the different extra points for skills, all of that good stuff. So it's going to be very, very interesting.
And 9 games of Blood Bowl.
Yeah, over 3
It's going to be a
days.
lot.
Yeah, so there's so much to figure out. You got to figure out the housing situation. There's going to be a ton of Blood Bowl coaches there. It looks like a
Yeah,
beautiful area of Europe, so I'm looking forward
it
to.
really does. I want to go to that restaurant on top of the mountain,
Yeah, that would be great. It's on a lake
and they
too,
have the
isn't it?
rules. They have the Rolls Royce Museum.
Oh wow! We steal a car. We tour around the Alps. It'll be great. I'm sure there won't be anything wrong with a bunch of Americans going in and stealing a car and driving around like crazy madmen.
No, not at all.
See,
I've seen movies like that.
yeah, I mean it's going to be like our own European vacation. Hey kids, Big Ben, Parliament.
Dad, we've seen it. Yeah, I mean, it
Yeah,
actually is going to be that way because you, Chance, and I are actually going to tour around Europe and see other places while we're there.
yeah. It sounds like we're going to do. I figure if we're going to go over, we might as well take a little bit of a vacation as well, and actually
Oh,
see
absolutely.
some of the sites that are there. So we're going to take about 2 weeks, I think, go on either side, or try and figure out a good timing to go and see some of the Great Britain, see France, see Austria, maybe a little bit of Barcelona, even Italy, maybe if we can find the time to work it in. Oh yeah, this is gonna be a fun little trip, Steve. I'm looking forward to it.
Me too. It's going to be awesome. And that's why we have the podcast to build the buzz.
Build the buzz. Obviously, if you'd like to get a hold of us, discuss, any ideas, things you'd like to hear us discuss, that information is in the what
Outro.
the outro. So feel free to drop us a line. Visit us on the Facebook site. Drop us a line there as well. Talk to us on Twitter. All of those places that you can get a hold of us. We're not Snapchatting.
No. And if you're hearing us on either Both Down or Three Die Block, since we dropped the episode into the feeds there, you're actually going to have to subscribe to the actual podcast when it comes out.
Yeah, we'll be having our own hosting. Basically, episode 0 is just to let you guys know that this is going to be happening. And quite honestly, just to sort of tap into each of our fan bases. If you're interested in listening to this, great. That information will be at the website or on the Twitter. We'll saturate the internet with where we'll be to get our podcast stuff.
Yeah, there will not be a way to miss us. We will put it all out there.
Yes, cool
But
beans.
other than that, I think that gives a good summary of what we're planning to do. The first episode will probably be in a couple weeks, few weeks, whenever we actually get things ironed out. But it's just something to get your appetite wet.
Yeah. So hopefully your brain buds are saturated with wanting to know knowledge about what we're gonna do in Europe.
Yes,
I don't know. That sounded pretty weak, man. But
that's
yeah,
okay.
we'll go with it.
We can, I can tweak it.
Yeah, I'll make it sound better.
You can do another try if you want.
Nah, we're gonna roll
Uh,
with it. I want to roll with it. I want to let people know that we're gonna develop as a podcast, like we're developing as Blood Bowl players for this European vacation.
I make no guarantees that I will be good, and
Well,
I'm gonna be the weak link on this team. I can guarantee it.
maybe. I don't know. I've been wanting to play my goblins for a while.
That would be interesting. I don't know if it's bad, but that's a rules thing, and we'll talk about that probably next episode. We'll just get the rules out of the way
Yeah, I think that makes sense to me.
because it is interesting the amount of stuff you can get for a goblin team.
Well, yeah, tier 4, baby, all the way through.
So should we sign off?
I believe we should sign off, Steve. Everyone, thank you for taking the time to listen to us. We will see you in 2019 October.
There's only really one way to sign off a podcast talking about going to Austria. Auf
And
Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen, Guten Tag.
Other slightly racist things from Germans and Austrians.
We
We should
love
probably
you.
we should probably learn the difference because I'm sure there is a difference.
I hope. Well, yeah. Maybe that's what we need to do is find somebody who knows the history of Austria and have them on the podcast. Actually, what we should
It's
do
good.
is have the town historian of. God, why do I not remember the name of the town?
Dorn,
Dornbirn.
Dornburn.
Dornbirn. We should ask the city of Dornbirn if they have someone who could come on for 10 minutes and give us a brief history of the region. That would be
I have an email into him.
Really?
Yeah.
God, you do everything. You're covering all the angles, Steve.
I like to think of stuff in advance, man.
It's like you're a more efficient me.
Or you're a more handsome me.
Ooh, I like where this is
See?
going. All right.
Okay.
Well, thanks.
Yeah, we're out.
Thanks everyone.
Thank you for listening to the World Cup Report, a joint podcast from 3 Die Blog and Both Down. For more information, check out World Cup Report Blood Bowl on Facebook, WC Report BB on Twitter, or email them at worldcupreportbb@gmail.com.